Podcast. I'm Jonas.
And I'm TNT John. I'm Mike the Explosive One, and we have our co-host.
You can call me whatever
you can be our
occasional co-host.
Our C Mike.
My what?
C Mike.
I'm just gonna be Mr. X for right now.
Mr. X. He's back.
Fair enough.
I got 2 Luigi Mangione stories today.
2 Luigi Mangione. I was waiting to talk about this guy.
So they dropped 2 charges against him.
Oh yeah.
One, they dropped the charge of murder through use of a firearm.
Why?
And they dropped the charge of another related firearm. They dropped it because that carries the death sentence. So there's still another charge that he can face a million years in prison. I don't know what
they're
he's
trying to get rid of the death sentence.
Yeah, basically he can no longer face the death penalty for what he did.
Is it because it's in New York? Is that what it is?
It's like, yeah, they dropped the federal charges, but he still has the state charges or something like that. Like that was but they did drop the one that has the death penalty. That's like the biggest piece. So
because the federal charges would have made it look away. It makes it look like it's politically motivated when this wasn't a political hit.
Well, to me, I'm looking at it, I'm like, we saw the video. Like, he walked up.
I
was here when we talked about it. And
he waited around.
He walked up, shot the guy in the back, and walked off and ran and got on a bike and, like, rode to Central Park. Like, I don't even know why this dude even gets a trial.
Yeah, 100. He's going to jail. He's probably going to go to jail for the rest of his life. But I will just say is that having the federal charges dropped just means that it doesn't look politically motivated. It wasn't a politically motivated
thing. It says
thing.
2 interstate stalking charges remain. So how are they going to drop the murder? Yeah. He literally killed the man.
Yeah, we saw him do it. Everyone saw him do it.
The state can still prosecute him for murder. It's just the federal charges.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, New York State, he faces charges of murder, criminal possession. So it's the federal.
It's just the federal charges. I'm shocked because it makes it look away.
I guess I see what you're saying, because you're trying to say it's like Trump and administrating for. I know it's not. You're saying how it looks.
There's hundreds of murders in this. We live in America, brother.
Yeah.
There's hundreds of murders every day. The government does not get involved in every single one.
I guess that's a good question. It's like, why would the government be involved in a murder in the state? Okay, I'm with you. I feel what you're saying. All right, yes.
It's not even. It's like, I understand why they would go into it and look into it just to make sure it's just like a regular murder.
They're going to get him in case New York did something stupid, because New York's DA is kind of like our DA, and kind of like not always enforcing all the laws all the time. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Now, the guy who went and shot like a bunch of Democrats in their homes and had a list, those federal charges ain't going away for him.
No.
He's going. That's politically motivated. You're going against the American government infrastructure. Yeah, you getting federal charges for that. Some guy who just wants to shoot like the owner of a store, like the feds will get involved every time somebody robbed a gas station and shot the clerk.
Yeah, that's a good point. I see what you're saying. Yep.
So there's that. So he's not going to face the death penalty.
All right, fair enough.
Also, in a not related story, a 36-year-old man walked into the jail where he has been held and told them that he was an FBI agent and that he had papers from the judge to get Luigi Mangione released. And then when they asked him for his credentials, he handed him his driver's license, and he also, in the bag with him, had a pizza cutter and a barbecue fork.
Nice. That's how you
man got arrested for impersonating an FBI agent, but he showed up and was like, no, I'm John Smith from the FBI. I'm here to get Luigi out. And they were like,
you should have said Mario.
Yeah.
I'm Mario. I'm here to get Luigi.
And they're like, do you have ID? He's like, sure. Just gives him like his driver's license. And they're like, sir. They arrested him immediately.
Well, I guess crazy gonna crazy. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, it said he had previously been arrested for drug possession and disclosed ongoing mental health issues.
No, well, there we go. I mean, we all knew.
Yeah, like,
we all know.
Yeah. If you just show it, like, he's like, but I got this pizza cutter and this barbecue fork, though. What's this fork do, though? You know?
No, it's funny that Luigi Mangione is spurred on like this his own fandom, like cultish.
I think it's weird. I think it's a weird energy. I'm gonna be right.
Well, it's partly the hot convict thing where like the girls like see the guy who's attractive, like when they had that guy years ago had like the baby blue eyes, and everyone was like, he can come rob my house. Like
women were fiending over Dahmer.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the fuck?
Like, this man murdered someone. Yeah, exactly.
That's like, all weird energies, all of them.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not. Absolutely.
No, yeah, that. But yeah, like right now, like, because I remember even right when it happened, everybody's like, yeah, like even the ones that aren't fangirling, they're just like, yeah, way to go, stick it to the man. I'm like, you're still like, you know, like, how do you root for people to die? Like, that's weird. Like, and you shouldn't be doing that. Like, it's what's wrong with society. I keep bringing.
I mean,
it up. Like, everybody's.
And the interesting part about with this situation is like, you know, sometimes people be like, oh, well, they were doing like this man is like a CEO of a healthcare company, and like people are denying claims. This man did not have really much. It's not like that CEO was telling.
Yeah, he's
deny John Smith's claim.
Deny that claim.
Like the CEO is so high up, he's not putting the word out to deny a claim. Yeah. But his policies, I'm sure, caused those things and It's like butterfly effect of
shareholders versus the people is always what it becomes.
Yeah. Well, I mean it's everything. It's
because the price is driven by what you promise in return to the shareholders.
Right. Exactly. Well, I mean, it's the same thing of like when like Toyota's like, is this worth recalling or is it worth paying the lawsuits for the damages that'll happen when people get in accidents because of this thing?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I don't know. The healthcare is so just screwed up. Anyways.
It's weird,
and especially in this country.
In this country, it's messed up. And the thing is, I'm not a universal healthcare person because I think that brings a lot of problems. But I don't like what our insurance companies have become, and it'd almost be better if they were some kind of nonprofit, so that we'd stop making profits off of people's health and like stop making profit related decisions based on.
Imagine how crazy the world would be if companies who tried to keep people healthy reinvested the money back into the business and weren't being greedy. How crazy that would be. The cost of medicines would be at cost or a little higher. The claims would get paid that needed to get paid, and then the money they made would go back into the business to helping more people.
And I don't really have a problem with like pharmaceutical companies making money, right? Because they need to. The pharmaceutical companies have to make a bunch of money.
The R&D costs
in order for them to cover that R&D.
Pharmaceutical company are outrageous
because most other countries don't allow them to make any money. So they have to make it all here, and we have to let them because otherwise these medicines wouldn't exist and people wouldn't be getting these life-saving medicines. Like
a lot of them are made in this country.
It's a mess, right? Or they're discovered. They're not made here, but they're created here, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They're just developed here.
Yeah, the development all happens here, where these companies can get their money back out of it. And so, if you cure cancer, you deserve to be a billionaire. I'm okay with it.
But then you get those on the opposite end of the spectrum when we're talking about like Martin Scorsese.
Yep, yeah, where he's like, "Oh, people need this so they don't die of diabetes. Let's raise that shit up 700,000%."
Oh yeah, like insulin and stuff. Yeah, no. Well, that's where the insurance companies should be stepping in and covering that shit and not
fighting to keep the price low.
Not be worrying. Yeah, fight to keep the price low. Buy in bulk. Do all the things, but stop worrying about making more money for the next quarter like that. That's fucked up. Like that shouldn't exist. I don't like that.
And that's the problem of like companies going public. It becomes create money for shareholders at all costs.
Yes, it does.
They don't care about what your ethics are. They care about how much money you're bringing the shareholder.
Well, it's the problem with a public company in general. A public company.
We're talking socialism. I love it.
No. No, I believe in private companies. Private companies don't act this way. Public companies act without morals because the public company's ultimate like task is to create shareholder value. That's what a public company does. And there is no, it's not a cost. It's like, what do we do to maximize shareholder value? Do that thing because that's my only reason for existing is create. But private companies don't operate that way.
Right.
I've got a little bit of a rebuttal for that though.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I cannot believe that you were sitting up here and telling me is that a company that is driven by 1,000 people input would be less ethical than a company run by a single person.
Well,
but that's not what he's saying.
I'm not saying. What I'm saying is, the one run by a single person is under that single person's morality.
And what is their motivation?
It may be trash. I'm not saying that single person is always the right person.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's still there's someone with a conscience and theoretically a soul. However,
you're hedging your bets on that one person.
Well, fine, but a public company, but that person has other interests as well. They still want to make money, but at some point, most of these dudes make so much money they don't care about the next dollar at some point. A public company doesn't think that way. A public company's sole purpose is not to provide the service it's providing. It's to provide shareholder value. So like we talked about GameStop earlier, and personally, but like GameStop's whole purpose now is to create shareholder value with all the cash they're holding.
Right.
Like it's just a public thing, and that's its whole. It has, like, you got to think of it as a robot. That's its job. It does create shareholder value.
Yeah, and if you become the CEO and you try to not do that,
the
board can kick you out and put someone else in who will create more
and the
value.
board has a fiduciary duty to do that one thing, which is create shareholder value. It's kind of messy. Like I don't like the public company system. The public company system's nice because everybody gets to invest in stuff.
Yeah, and people make money. And that's like when companies go public, like Reddit. Like when Reddit went public, now all of a sudden they have to care who's advertising, what they allow on their site, because they have a shareholder burden to hold.
That's true for like the social, but on an economical side, I will say is that as a people, we tend to reward companies that appeal to us. So if a company has an out-facing look of being ethical and the shareholders understand that, then people will invest in that country or that company. But people are going to invest in companies who they think are evil or malignant.
But it's not about people's interest in investing. That's
that's where the majority of the money would come from.
Well, no, it doesn't. You invest, you go buy a share of stock, it goes to whoever had that share of stock before you, right? Like when they do their initial public offering, it goes to them. After that, it's just us trading stocks back and forth.
And still like the evaluation, but even in the sense of like people who would fund companies like this, because the money has to come from somewhere. But people are not going to invest in a company. You know, like even if you're like an angel investor or something like that, I'm not going to invest in you if I think you're.
I've 100% bought stock in a company that I don't care about and don't know about because I thought the stock was going to go up because they were doing something. And then the second it went to where I wanted it, I got rid of it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that the stock market is a video game in real life,
is.
and that's fake money in GTA.
It's unrelated. It's unrelated to the actual operation of the company, other than it's supposed to increase the value of the stock.
It is, and I guess I got off track. What I meant was like if you were going to invest in the company, as in you were going to give money to the actual company.
Right. No, and I agree with that. Like if you're going to buy in, like if you're going to like be like if there's a company and you want to become a part owner, like you're not going to put money into something you don't believe in at that point.
And I just feel like companies that don't have like a good public standing tend to just like wither and die on the vine.
Yeah, it depends. It depends how that's true.
That doesn't explain the healthcare industry. That's what we're talking about.
But what
they
I
all
was going to say,
should.
Too big to fail
is the caveat to him is if there's enough big bankers involved, they don't care and they have more money than everyone. So they will keep something afloat that is the most evil company in the world because they're like, it's profitable. It's going to make us money.
Yeah. And with big healthcare, they're too big to fail.
If
there was an ancillary, if there were competition out there that was like better suited for the American people, more ethical, more honest, more cost effective, then they would.
The worst part is they're all public companies and they're all doing the same thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, exactly.
They all shook hand behind closed doors.
Yep. Yeah. The problem is the public company can hide behind the shareholder value argument. The private company can't do that as much.
Yeah,
they can. I mean, they can still do that.
Yeah,
but then it's on that person, on that owner who's doing. Like when Walmart's not a good example, but the Waltons. But I'm trying to think of a privately held company.
I kind of feel like they're all awful choices, honestly.
Yeah,
maybe just government owns all the companies.
Oh, that sounds even way worse.
So, anyways,
because the government's good at doing everything.
But that's all the time we have for today's episode. Please make sure to like, subscribe for Jonas,
Mr. X.
We out.